Hello everybody. How's everyone doing today? It's Angie coming on to do a quick final flip through of my woodland themed journal that I've been enjoying working on the last few days. Thought you guys might want to come along and see the final result. It's just woodland themed, pretty basic. Try to use as much of those elements that I had on hand as possible. One signature. Pretty fair. It's mostly for writing, so there's a lot of blank pages, and still there's some decorated pages with tags and journal cards as well. I started with a poster board collaged cover. I just took a large piece of 24 inch by 24 inch poster board, collaged it, and cut it down to like 6 by 9s, and went from there. And then I did some random staining on it, just to give it a little bit of a grungy look, so it's not too, just pristine, I guess. I want to give it that outdoorsy look. So then I got a couple of elements here. I backed them on a piece of fabric, fall themed fabric, and this one's more hunting camouflage type. Did a little stitch around the front. I used a piece of old jewelry, put it there for like the front handle, so to speak. Put booklet corners. I wrapped around the spine with a piece of crocheted lace and just dangled a couple beads from there. That's it. Okay. Then when we get into it, we start with the front. We've got a nice deep pocket with a couple tags. Well, actually one tag, 'cause this one goes in here. Then I got a little tuck spot pocket there, and I just put a image of an owl on that one, just some random pieces that I had left over. So that tucks right into there, and then a big pretty image here of this owl, and I glossy accented his eyes to give it like a glass look. I don't know if you can pick that up on camera, but it's really, really pretty. So I tucked him in there, and I like the idea of just having that off to the side, that side, and then him peeping up there. Okay, and then on this part, I just put a little ruffle that I did here with a straight and a zigzag stitch. I glossy accented a fall leaf, put some other colors inside there to kind of give it, you know how the leaves, as they dry, they start to change colors. So I tried to get that look on there. Okay, this is a deli paper pack page. I just went around and did a zigzag stitch all the way around, put a washi sticker on there, and that's all. Okay, then on the other side, I just adorned a little small pocket with an owl embellishment and a wooden leaf. And again, I did some glossy accents on that leaf to kind of give it a little shine, a little glass look effect, and I stained around the edges. So hopefully you can see that. Okay, just did a little collage background with a little embellishment there with a nice size tag on there with some cheesecloth. Then on the opposite side, just put a couple butterfly stickers, and thought that was nice there, so we can have either one. And it's the same paper that I used on this page. That's why I chose to display this side, and that's a nice element as well. Okay, so then when we get to this page, I've just got a couple elements for a tuck spot, and I just put in a handmade envelope from a digital that I had, put a little label on there with a little raccoon that I fussy cut out. And I'm trying to think of what type of paper I want to put in there. I haven't put anything in there at the moment, but probably just a piece of coffee dyed paper. Okay. This element here, I did a double print. I printed a random background, and then I printed an image of a hedgehog, and I like the idea that his head's kind of peeping out. Thought that was cute. I'm really fond of hedgehogs. Okay, in this page I just did kind of a collage, kind of so to speak look. Did a background, and then I had some tree scraps of a paper, and then I just put that image of that bird there. So just a pretty page. There's no tucks, no pockets or anything on that one. Okay, then we get into 2 or 3 pages of blank paper. Then we come to this, another deep pocket. What is that? It's about a 3.5 inch deep pocket, so it's a good sized pocket. And I've just got 3 tags and items in here at the moment. Just put a couple little leaf stickers with a label, and on these ones again I put some glossy accents. As you can see, I love that effect that it gives. Just gives it a really nice, like a resin look. I use glossy accents a lot. Okay, just put a journaling card, has a nice image of a beautiful eagle, and then I lined it on the back. This one just a fall leaf background with a little floral embellishment and another owl there. I put some lines on the back with a little butterfly element on this one. And then this one was just something I had in my already made bin and thought it was appropriate, would fit. So I just added that to the pile. Okay, and I just kind of stagger them in there. Small, medium, large type look, and they're good to go, just like that. Okay. Get into a few more pages of blank writing pages, and then we get into the upper and the lower tuck spots. So on this one I've got a beautiful image of a winter fox, gorgeous shot, picture there, with a vintage postcard just stained on the background. This one is a nice good sized tag with another hedgehog on there. On the opposite side I put a little fussy cut, a little smaller image of a hedgehog, and then just did some stamping on that side. So I thought that was nice. Okay, and then we got a couple little elements of the birds up here, and then another hedgehog there. Squirrel image with a couple more pages of the digitals that I had laying around, bits and pieces I used to cover all my tags. Put another little label over the front there, and I just hand wrote the word nature. So I thought that was kind of good to add a little bit of color to that page. That green I think sets off that kind of nicely. Okay, get into a few more pages of blank writing, and we get to come into another deep 3.5 inch pocket with a postcard, and then this one's a double pocket, so you've got a pocket there and then another pocket there, and I just tucked in some little minis. Okay, and I put lines on the back of that one, and those all just get tucked right in like so. Okay, some more blank writing paper. Here's my big full page image decoration, and then it tucks in a nice big journaling card. So that's that, and then when you pull it out, you've got that. Isn't that gorgeous? And then I just inked all the way around. I thought about putting some lines on this one, but I don't want them all to be the same, so I chose not to. And then just put the word free in there, and I have a word stamp for that. Okay, here we get into the middle of the signature, and I just did a double crochet pocket all the way across. I did cut it because I didn't want that bulk to be in the center, so I did cut the lace, so give it a little bit of expanding room. Put some elements of fussy cut acorns and a couple tags that I had made prior, but I thought they fit with the brown and the brown what do you call that? Can't think of it right now. Okay, so then we get to this page, and I just was trying to use up all my elements, and actually I used up everything except for this little piece of twine and this little piece of crochet trim. Everything else that you guys have seen for the last several days that I've had a mess all over, I used it all on this one signature journal, so I'm really proud of myself on that. Okay, so I just put a couple elements here. I thought about making them pockets, but I just want a pretty page, so I just put them all the way down, put some fussy cut, a leaf there. Again, I used some glossy accents to give it some shine. Fussy cut a bunny there, and just for no reason at all, just put a little twine wrapped around in a bow with a button right there. Okay, then we get to the next one. I've got my flip page. It's just got some crocheted back to back, double line there with the word fall. Then I've got this pretty image with all these woodland theme. I've got a boar and deer and fox and again hedgehogs and just some, you know, just the trees where they're losing their leaves. I thought that was really nice. And then I just put in some lined paper and put a little stamp of some deer, a deer family, and I alternated the corners. So I just put 4 pages on that. Okay, and rounded the corners, and then just so the back, and there's writing for this as well, but just so that had a little bit of something, I did some stamping with some trees all the way across there. So you're like, oh, what's under there? And you look, okay? Then on this side, there's a pocket with journaling space here. Put a little fussy cut, a little squirrel, a little butterfly, and I love this tag. I don't know why, it's my absolute favorite in this journal. I think just the different patterns really sets it off and just screams outdoor. Just, I love it. So then I just left that side blank. So then when you pull that out, that holds this little flip page down. So when you pull your tag out, you've just got a little hidden image there of a pine tree. Okay, so then that goes back in, kind of holds that, and that's just got another piece of that ruffled trim that was on that prior page. Okay, so now we get back into a few more pages of blank writing paper, and I have my fabric and lace flip page. And as you can see, it's topped with the crochet trim, a couple pieces of lace, and some fall fabrics that I had. And then when you pull that back, you've got more writing space with this hidden image here. Now I don't know if you remember or seeing that particular video that I was trying to heat emboss this image. It was an image of some trees, and it had a cabin sitting right there in the middle. Well, that didn't take. So when I heat embossed it, all it looked like was a red rust colored mess blob. So I tried to clean it up a little bit and do what I could with it. So I brought in some Distress Oxide inks in the color Pine Needle, and I just used a little water and softened it up, and I just kind of went around the outline of the trees, brought in some of the green and some of the deep brown to kind of make a kind of like a line, you know, to kind of separate the, because that's supposed to be a shadow of the trees there. I did another cut of the cabin and actually fussy cut it out, and then just kind of painted around with it with vintage photo, and then I just put another one over there just for fun. But I thought that kind of added a little something to it. Doesn't look quite as bad as it did, but you know, hey, we have to make accommodations sometimes and work with what we've got. So I think that came out fairly well. Okay, then a few more pages of blank writing pages, and then I get into my bunny pocket. And this is just an image I had. I just did a fussy tear around the part that I wanted to keep, backed it with some book page for strength, inked around the edges, and stuck it down. Then I tore off another little piece for the top edge there, and I just put in a couple tags. Got an image of a bear here. Yeah, I did lines on this journaling card here, and then this one, this tag is just collaged with a couple more fussy cut elements that I had. Fussy cut her out, put a little butterfly there. Then when you flip it over, fussy cut that, so it's got something on both sides, so I didn't just put that and it's blank white on the other side. Washi sticker and an image of a squirrel. So you can display either side that you want, that side or that side. Okay, and then that tucks in as well. Okay, a couple more pages, then we get to the back here. Another pocket with a piece of crochet trim that I had left over. With the owl, again, I put glossy accents in the eyes, give it a little shine. Put a little butterfly, glittery butterfly, and put in a nice big pocket. Nice big tag, okay? Just put a label and a fussy cut fox there, okay? On this side, I did a little couple collage pieces of paper, inked around the edges for writing. So I thought that was nice. Now this kind of helps hold down the tag, but this is just a plastic butterfly, I don't know what you want to call it, like a pick. It came in a vase of flowers that I received some time ago, and I don't throw anything away. So it's been in my supplies for many, many moons, and I was like, here's a chance to use it. So I just kind of glued it, put a little bit of glue on there just to hold it in so it doesn't come out of the pocket, and it'll just sit right there. And then I just did the word autumn, backed it with a piece of book page, inked it. Again, I used glossy accents, little circles right there. Give it a little bit of shimmer and shine on there. Okay. Then we get to this page, and I just did a side page tuck with some more ruffle and tucked in a couple pockets. I keep saying pockets, my apologies. A couple tags, journaling card. This one here, I used that stamp again in Vintage Photo, stamped the deer down at the bottom. On this one, just went around and inked around the edges, and I stamped the cabin that I used on the prior page as well. Okay, the hunters, they gotta have a cabin to stay in, right, when they're out hunting and doing their thing. And this is just the other side of the hedgehog image that I was showing you, and it's just got some pretty flowers, so I thought that was okay to leave as is. Then we get to the back page of our deli page that's been, it's got book page and it's been zigzag stitched. I put another washi sticker on there, and I just left that one blank. Then we get to the very last back page of the cover, another nice deep pocket, and I did some splattering with some distress inks just to give it a little bit of a grunge look. Fussy cut around these acorns. I thought that was a good element to put back there. And the nice big tag. And I used a piece of that digital for the background because it's got lines on it. So I thought that was helped me to have to put lines on that one. Nice big journaling card tag there. Okay, and then I put a little mini tuck spot there that's housing a couple little mini tags. Put some lines on the back of those because that was part of that digital, and just put some green twine on those, and those just tuck right in there. Okay, then we get to the back, and that's just, again, did some distressing, some splattering, some spraying with some different inks, and that's it. So not bad, huh? I thought it came out pretty good. I had such a good time making this. It was so fun, so fun. I think I'm really getting to where I like one signature journals. They don't take a whole lot of time. You know, like when you're doing 2, 3, 4, 5 signatures, and I imagine when you're doing that many signatures, you're using less pages as well. This one had, I think, 14. So 14, 14, 28, both sides. You know, so plenty of room, plenty of space. As you can see, not too thick. And I'm just going to leave it as is. Okay? So thank you for following along and watching the process on that. I had a lot of fun. Okay? And I thought it wouldn't take that long to get through that flip through of that journal. So I thought I'd take just a couple minutes before I sign off today and share a little tip with you guys. I'm sure everyone's familiar with the I think they're called whale tail stamp cutters like these, but they're shaped of a tab, and they're called whale tails, I believe. I don't have one of those, never had one of those, and from what I understand, they're discontinued and they're really hard to find, and I'm not going to go out and do a whole bunch of searching trying to find them. So this is my style of how I make whale tails tabs. Okay, very easy. I just make them when I have nothing else to do. When I have some scrap pieces of paper laying around. This is a 1-inch circle, and it's a good size. I wish I had like a 1.5. 1.5 would be absolutely perfect, I think, for this project, but I'm working with what I've got. So I just sit when I have little pieces of scrap paper, and I just cut out a whole bunch of circles. Okay, just random pieces of circles, and then I fold them in half. Okay, just fold them all in half. Line them up edge to edge and give them a crease. Then once you have them folded, all I do is I just take one and I try to angle the edge. Can you see that? And give it a little cut. Then I come over to the other side and I do the same thing, and I try to get them as close to one another as I can. See, and that's pretty good. If you can see that. And you've got yourself a nice tab for a tag. Okay, good size. So then once I have one and I'm pleased with the curvature that I've cut on one, I use that as a template. So I take the next circle that's been folded in half and I line it up, and I just use that as my template, as my guide, and I just put the two right there and I give it a cut. Then I turn it around. So this will work with any size. I mean, like I said, this is a 1-inch circle. If you had a circle cutter punch, I think a 1.5 would be perfect. I have a 2-inch scallop and it's a little bit big. I tried it with this one, which will still work if you have really large tags. That would work. You would do the same thing. Okay, you could just do it like that and use it on your tag just like that, but it's pretty big. Or what you could do, if it's a little bit too big, you know, maybe come in and cut it away 2 of the scallops. I don't know, just an idea. Like I said, it's a little bit big for me, but I have used it before. Totally up to you. Totally up to you. But I like this 1-inch circle, and I am gonna try and in the future sometime I'm gonna try and find me a 1.5-inch circle and pick one up when I can, but it's not a necessity, not something I feel like I need to have right away. I've done without these this long. It's not something that I have to get right away. So there's always a way to get around things if you don't have certain pieces in your supplies. So, you know, don't think like you have to have every single tool, you know, that they come out with, because believe me, you'll have your house, instead of 1 craft room, you'll have 3, because you'll just keep buying and buying and buying, and they just keep coming out with these amazing items and these supplies that we just feel that we just can't do without, right? So yeah, so if we can save a little money here and there and do things, little tips and tricks like this, I think it's definitely worth sharing and trying and doing and utilizing. Okay, so that's my tip for the week, guys. I hope you guys like it. Hope you guys try it, and let me know what you think. Okay, so I'm going to be sitting here cutting more circles and doing some clips and stocking up on these little tabs, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. God bless. Bye-bye.